Hello, guys. How's it going? So, let's talk about real estates. More specifically, real estate is an investment. Actually, I don't believe in real estate as an investment. To me, it functions better as a store of value. I'll try to explain. Let's imagine this scenario. Uh, you bought a house for $100,000 5 years ago, and now you believe it's worth $300,000. So you think you're making a profit of $200,000, right? At least most folks would see it like that, but it's not that simple. Firstly, selling at the price you think it's worth is unlikely. In most cases, to sell it quickly, you probably have to lower the selling price. Obviously, unless you look, but that's not the norm. You know. And secondly, let's talk about purchasing power. Um, Even if managed to sell it for $300,000, I ask you, what will that amount buy nowadays? I answer you, probably approximately what the same $100,000 will buy 5 years ago. I mean, you can't buy a better or larger house, a better location for the price you sold it. You can only buy the same property or something like that. This happens because of the real currency inflation. In short, the currency's inflation has basically eroded the depreciation of a property, leaving you at a break-even point. You haven't lost money, but you haven't gained. You simply preserve the value over time, hence store the value. You know. And thirdly, and to me the most critical point, uh, we likely see a steep drop in property values in 20 or 30 years. This is considering only supply and demand. If we consider inflation and taxes, this scenario becomes even worse. You know, uh, this will happen because on the demand side, we observe a significant decline in the population's fertility rate. You know, Let me ask you something. Did our grandparents' generation had more or fewer children than our parents' generation? And does our generation have more or fewer children than our parents' generation? So people are having fewer children. Our grandparents' generation had more children than our parents' generation, and our generation have fewer children than our parents' generation, and their kids probably will have fewer children than us. You know, so that's the demand problem. You know, and the supply side, with each passing generation, we see more and more constructions and properties. You know, um Imagine the number of properties available during your grandfather's time compared to your parents' time, and respectively, uh, our current and future time. You know, so what we see is a significant disparity between a drastic drop in demand due to falling fertility and a very strong growing supply of properties. In other words, the future trends are likely to be a large number of properties for a very small number of people. So property prices should drop significantly during that time. Now the question is, uh, who can buy the supply of properties? A better question, who's the only entity with infinite money? My bet is on the government. Draw your conclusions.